they'd say you can't do this thing with dead rats. You really can't. You know, it's no one at MTV wants dead rats on MTV. It's not a thing that came up in our last meeting. Like, please don't put dead rats. And then I'd have to relay that to Ross, and he'd say, "We must have dead rats. That's the whole point."
Without dead rats, there is no show.
But, you know, so I don't know.
But really, basically, it's still that, isn't it? I think we should do more. When I think about it, another thing I'd like to do more of, it is more of those things. I never feel that we've fully got across all of those weird things. I really want to do more of those weird things that are strange and unusual, and like the sort of stuff that we did when we were on MTV.
Yeah.
Things like Pimp My Limp.
There you go.
Exactly.
That's one of them, yeah.
Yeah.
But in particular, Pimp My Limp, I really enjoyed that, as a matter of fact. Pimp My Limp, what was the other one we did? Pimp My Application.
Pimp My Job Application, yeah.
What was the Ashton Kutcher one?
Debunked. But again, that's just, you know, we had these mad ideas, but we did it within a format and a context of MTV. That was kind of perfect. That was what it's about, really. It's like, how do we get this weird stuff to an MTV audience? This was ages ago, but it was really good fun, wasn't it? It was brilliant.
When you look back on these things, you realise how lovely it is to do something like MTV. You're under such like the pressure. No, it's actually much greater pressure for Gareth Roy, because he was producing shows with difficult talent. But like it's so low consequence, and we were doing things like interviewing Tom Cruise and Sandler and Jamie Foxx and Christina Aguilera. We had these, because it was MTV. These great big stars were coming in. It was absolutely ridiculous, and I was already acting like I was. Well, I mean, like sort of some cross between Liberace and Madonna. It was like really sort of a right little, a prima donna, wasn't I?
Yeah.
So, as you've produced such a range of stuff, now that you've worked with Russell on TV and radio and everything else that you do you have a favourite thing to produce? Do you have a favourite format to produce?
At the moment, it's the podcast, the Under the Skin, which is great. There's two projects we're doing. Obviously, you know, the Radio X and the Under the Skin, and they're both wildly diverse, but equally satisfying, aren't they? In terms of one's a kind of mad, chaotic rush of ideas and comedy, and the other is a kind of thought-out, serious academic style interview, but translating those ideas to people who would listen to the Radio X show. So they're both.
Yes.
They're really kind of feel quite valuable in terms of it's good content. They're both solid content.
And pure, I feel.
Yeah.
I feel like Radio X is not trying to do anything except be silly and fun and to sort of house the relationship between me and Matthew primarily. And then the Under the Skin one is talking about things that you think are important and interesting. So like it's hard because it's hard to do those kind of things on the telly, isn't it? Everything that when you're trying to do it on the telly becomes more complex. When stuff's just audio, it seems a lot easier, a lot freer. And now we're sort of like at a point of thinking, are we going to be able to do these kind of things on the telly? How will we do that?
So you've mentioned on the radio show a couple of times about doing like a TV show with Matt, just doing sketches. Is there any chance that will become an actual thing? Or
we want to do an audio sketches as well. I think in a week or so, me and Matt are going to go and do some like silly voices into a microphone and just show off. But I don't know if it will, whether or not we will do television, because sometimes you have to, get money and concentrate and things that we seem to find tremendous struggle.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if
Gareth will decide, because he'll ultimately have to do the work.
It would be very nice. It would be nice.
Down to you.
I think people hear that, that radio show and the relationship with Matt and Ross is so unique and so brilliant. It's about finding a way to bottle that energy and go through the rigmarole of turning that into a TV show, of which it's a big old process to...
Bottle. Rigmarole. Process. Ordeal.
Sounds like hard work.
Doesn't it? It does, Dan, when you...
Well, they're so in the moment, that's the great thing about that show. It's really in the moment. Anything can happen, and the processes you have to go through to make a TV show can stifle that process. So it's about finding a way of, is there a way, can we do that? So I guess that'll be partly about what this process is can we turn it into something that isn't a radio show? Maybe it's, I don't know. Well, I guess there's a production chat. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, we can't do production chats in your interview.
That's all right.
Is there anything else you want?
Give me some insight into it.
The process.
Aren't they lovely, these two
Very
people?
nice.
Thanks for being enthusiastic. When I was younger, all I wanted was people to be enthusiastic about me and adore me and to make me have orgasms with very little consequence.
Come on, lads.
So let's move on to the final part of the process, shall we?
Lock the doors, Jen.
They're already locked. No, thank you very much. Is there anything else you want to know before we go?
Yeah, just a couple more questions. Are you likely to do...
Push it, isn't it?
Sorry.
Go on then.
Are you likely to do any more films anytime soon?
Don't know, really. Sometimes I get offered them, but like... no, I've not been offered anything for a little while that I think I'd like to do because I really like being at home with my baby. But if I got offered something that was very, very exciting, I probably would. But like, I've not been offered anything exciting for a little while.
Oh, okay. So has there been any films that you've been offered, you've turned down, and then they've turned into a big success, and you thought, oh, I should have done that?
Yes.
Top Gun, wasn't it? One of
Top
them?
Gun. I was offered to play the part of Top Gun in Top Gun,
Yeah.
the main guy.
I remember that.
And I said, no, I don't like that. There's homoerotic subtext. I won't be involved in that. It's encouraging people to go in the wrong direction. Then there was a thing called The Godfather, where they said, would you play Vito Corleone and Michael? Yeah, like you know, the Nutty Professor. That's right, yeah, it's very easy. How Eddie Murphy does it. Yes, that's it. I wanted to do that like Tom Hardy in The Craze, which I was also offered, and I turned that down as well. So mostly, because I like to be at home with my bees, I'm turning down a lot of what, in retrospect, would have been good projects.
Yeah.
Okay, then one final thing just before we go. Is it right to do some quick fire questions with you?
God, how quick is this fire?
It'll be as quick as I
Go on then.
Okay. Tea or coffee?
Coffee. Please.
Chocolate or...
Now!
Chocolate or cake?
Chocolate.
Yeah. To live in England or America?
England, always England.
Favourite restaurant to go out to eat?
Some sort of vegetarian one. Which one is
You
it?
like Mildred's, don't you?
Mildred's. We like Mildred's, please.
Okay. London or Henley?
Oh. Which bit of London and which bit of Henley? No, I like being in the country all quietly.
Yeah, I bet it's nice there.
It's nice to be quiet.
Books or movies?
Well, like writing a book. Writing a book on your own is ever so boring. Well, no, it's not boring. It's isolating. It's a lot of pressure. Books.
Board games or video games?
Video games. I'm Assassin's Creed. I am him.
How are you getting on with that?
I'm all right, I think. Could you play it?
No.
Sometimes there's bits where I think someone else should go and do this. Do you know what I thought? This is what I thought I was going to get someone that worked for me to do a level on Assassin's Creed.
Oh my God.
Could you do this level on Assassin's Creed? I can't get past this. It's too difficult. And I thought, no, you can't have people that work for you doing things in a virtual world. That's full-on stupidity.
Because we are living
In a material world, and we are virtual girls.
One final question. Matt or G?
Oh, boo! Well, just separate them. I say mix them up in a blender, tie them together till their DNA is mixed into one poetic neurotic.
That sounds amazing.
Thanks for interviewing us on this thing. I hope you
Thank
liked
you
it.
for your
We've got to go
time.
now because it's been...
Thank you.
Yes.
And there you have it. The time I met Russell Brand. After the interview, I did get to just have a quick chat with Russell, sort of off mic, and you know what it's like when you meet someone that you admire and you think, this is probably the only time I'm ever going to meet you, but I'm going to try my luck. And I said, thanks very much, Russell. I hope we could do it again. And he went, oh yeah, keep in touch. Speak to Jenny. We'll arrange something for the future. I've never dared to keep in touch. I've got to be honest with you. Maybe one day I'll dare to send that email again and try my luck again. But for now, I'm very proud of this. I'm very proud that I got to meet Russell and had a chat with him. People have asked me since what he's like, and I can honestly tell you 100% he is a top bloke. People say you shouldn't meet your heroes, but if your hero is Russell Brand, you should definitely meet him. I'll just say that. I'd like to thank Russell Brand. I'd like to thank Jenny May Finn. I'd like to thank Gareth Roy. And of course my mate Dan Edge, who held my hand around London because I was too scared to go alone. So thanks to everyone. Please like and subscribe to this. And never know, next time it could be Ron Brand. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it?